What's up, everybody? This is Kane Meeks with the Kane Speaks Show. Today we have icon, legend, smooth operator, Big Daddy Kane up next, only on the Kane Speaks Show. What's going on, brother?
You got it, man.
Hey, look, Kane. Growing up, man, I know I can say this. It was two people that I used to watch. They used to dance and break it down. It was Heavy D, rest his soul, and Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah.
So thank you, man, for coming here, blessing my platform. You're a legend. A lot of people know you. Nationwide, all over the world, Chinese, everybody saying they're the smooth operator. You know, everybody, you know, Big Daddy Kane is the name to mention, from the Kango hats to the nice velour suits. So Kane, growing up, what struggles did you encounter as a kid that you saw, or any that you had to endure?
Well, I mean, you know, just growing up in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, you know, you saw a lot of stuff. You know, you saw poverty. You saw a lot of people just trying to make it out of the hood, things of that nature. And then also in the 80s, you saw the crack epidemic. You know, and you're seeing a lot of your friends get addicted to drugs, and a lot of your friends' parents, you know, getting addicted to drugs and things of that nature. And yeah, it was kind of crazy, you know.
So what made you decide, look, even though I have all of this stuff going on around me, you got the crack cocaine and everything that you're seeing in the hood, what made you decide, look, this is not the route I want to go? Or did you go that route?
Nah. I never sold no drugs in my life. You know, that's something that never interests me at all. And I knew a lot of hustlers around the way that was getting money that way. And a lot of those dudes I looked up to as a child because of their fashion. You know, you seeing the cats coming out with the, you know, 3/4 quarter fields and you know, a lot of jewelry on and big brims, driving Eldorados, Deuce and a Quarter, Coopervilles and all that, you know. I mean, so, you know, it was always fascinating and attractive, but it was just something that never interested me.
Right. So did you hang around a lot of older men when you was younger? Because the way you talk, you smooth, man. So when you talk, you calm. Like, where did you develop that, or was that just natural?
Well, back in the days, I think that the majority of the shorties had a lot of respect for the older generation, and the OGs that was putting it down. You know, you see these cats in the barbershop, or if you hanging in front of the pool hall and seeing them pull up in their big whips and whatnot, we always have respect for the older generation. It felt like they could give us game. We'd always be sitting there listening, you know, with our ears glued when they talking, you know, just to learn little things to be sharp in the game, or sometimes just to hear something real slick to say the next day in school, you know? Yeah.
Got you. So what was the first car that you saw pull up, clean, nice, and you said, I'm gonna get that?
I think the first car that I saw pull up that excited me was, I believe it was that 73 Eldorado.
The Eldorado, that thing clean.
Like after seeing the movie Superfly, you know, it's like you see one on screen, but now when you actually see somebody pull up, you know, and I mean, they didn't have this as decorated as the one that Ron O'Neal was driving. But just to see someone pull up with one of those 73 Eldorados, I was like, one of these days, man, one of these days.
Did you get it?
Oh no, that was that was
a childhood.
I was old by then.
Right,
you know?
right.
Yeah. By the time I was old enough to drive a car, you know, that was during like the crack era. Everybody had Saabs and BMWs and Volvos and things of that nature, you know.
Right. So, bruh, who did you look up to back then? Who made you want to say, you know what, I want to start rapping. I want to do hip hop. Who was that person?
The person that made me want to start rapping was my cousin, Murdoch.
Okay.
You know, he was like an older cousin that I looked up to, and he got into hip hop. So therefore, I wanted to do it just because he was doing it. You know, it's like I was more fascinated with the DJ side.
Right.
And you know, I had turntables, and building my record collection.
Right.
But you know, when he started rapping, that's when I wanted to, you know, really get into the MC aspect of it. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know you said he started rapping. So was he on or were he still in the beginning?
He was just somebody around the way that was doing it, because he only did it for a brief moment.
Okay.
He started rapping, him and two of his friends, and then he started playing football in high school and forgot about it.
Okay.
I just kept it going.
Kept it going.
Yeah.
So who did you reach out to say, look, I need to get into the studio. I need to put what I'm writing on a track? Or did it work like that?
Back in the early 80s when I was, you know, in high school, I just basically found local studios in the neighborhood. Like there was a couple of studios downtown Brooklyn.
Right.
And, you know, I found them in like, the ones that were for like a cheap rate, like something like $25 an hour.
Wow, that's cheap.
Yeah. And, you know, save up money, even borrow some from my grandmother, you know, to go in to record.
Wow.
And, you know, try to cut a demo, hoping to get a deal. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So walk me into, briefly, the moment you walked into the studio, you recorded your first song. What was that feeling? What was that thought? Did you know instantly that it was a hit, or your first song wasn't a hit? Did it flop?
You talking about a song that was released?
The first song you ever made, that you released?
No, I mean, you know, like recording a song and releasing it, that's two different things. So you mean...
Right. So a lot of people go into the studio, well, you know more about it than I do, right? So a lot of people go into the studio and they feel like they have a hit record, right?
Okay,
they get
so
with a DJ,
release.
right? You release it, okay.
Okay, you release.
Okay.
The first song that I recorded was I'll Take You There.
Okay.
It was featured on my first album, Long Live the Kane, but it wasn't the first single. That was the first song I recorded with Marley Marl.
Yeah.
We was looking through records and found I'll Take You There, and we was playing it. Marley was talking about what he could chop, and near the end he heard the part where Mavis screams out, "Big Daddy."
Right.
And he was like, yeah. So, you know, he sampled that. We recorded a song called I'll Take You There. But at the time, Prince owned Staple Singers Publishing. So he wouldn't let us use the sample. So we just, I guess, trashed it.
Wow.
I mean, I really shelved it. Like in our mind, we was trashing it.
Right.
But all we did was really shelf it, because eventually I ended up signing to Warner Brothers, through Cold Chillin'. And since Prince was also on Warner Brothers, then Benny Medina was able to work it out where Prince Benny convinced Prince to clear it.
Okay.
And we put it on the album.
That's good, man. Shout out to Prince, rest in peace. Going back to the dance moves, man. Did you make up your own moves, or did you have somebody else?
No, I didn't make up any of the dance moves. I'd say about 95% of the dance moves were created by Scoob Lover.
Wow,
like I had Scoob Lover and Scrap Lover as dancers, and Scoob created pretty much 95% of the dance moves. Scrap contributed as well, but Scoob pretty much, created most of them.
Okay. Did he put a name on it? Like, did he name the dance?
Oh yeah. There's certain
like,
dances that he named. He had real weird names for them, based on where they came from.
Right.
There was always some little funny name that he would have on it. Yeah. Now I'm sitting there thinking. I remember there was one that they used to do when they used to move their finger like that.
Oh, okay.
At school, we used to call that the no man, because Scrap tried to ask some Jamaican dude on the plane for his food, and he stuck his finger. And Scrap face was like, "No man."
Not doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So now you got to the point to where you was going on tours, right? How was it? First of all, did you have kids at the time you started going on tours?
Yeah. When I went on my very first tour, I didn't have a child. That was 1986, I believe. That was the Def Jam tour. I was DJing for Roxanne Shante.
Okay.
But, my first son was born in '88, and at that point, that's when my career was just really jump starting. Okay. So yes, I had a child at that time. So
how was it going on tour and having your child at home, leaving and coming back? How was that for you?
I mean, it was difficult, because it's like you have a baby, and you wanna see him take his first steps.
Right.
You wanna see him crawl.
Right.
You hoping that his first words are gonna be dad or dad. But majority of the time I was gone. I was on the road.
Right.
Because it's like bills had to be paid, and I'm trying to take care of everybody.
Right.
So I was busy on the road working all the time.
Right. Moving on, man. The verses. Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One. That was one of the best verses, man. I ain't gonna lie. I love the 3-6 and Bone Thugs. But I was telling everybody, I was like, don't sleep on Kane. Kane might come out there and do some moves, but how was that for you? Did you feel like you was well, first of all, I feel like you are in your prime. But did you feel like you was still in your prime at the time when you hit that stage?
I always feel like I'm in my prime.
I like that answer. So did you feel like you won?
I feel like hip-hop
won. That's what I want you there, the culture.
What we were trying to do was showcase all the elements of hip-hop and basically also showcase what verses used to mean to us.
Standing on the corner.
Back for example, with Karis versus MC Shan.
Right.
LL versus Kumo D.
Right.
And then even going further back to when it was just the party thing where the Cold Crush rock and then the Fantastic Five rock and the crowd decide who won. But they both putting on their performances for supremacy, and that's what we really wanted to really showcase, those elements of hip hop where you get to see B-boys, you get to see DJs exercising their craft, and you get to hear lyrics other than just a song. You get to hear us spitting bars and hearing some real lyrics. So that's what we really wanted to showcase.
You had the Juice Crew?
Yeah. I had Juice Crew members up there: Shantae, Master Ace, Craig G, and KRS. He had a lot of his BDP affiliates, Mad Lion. Several others, I can't remember offhand. The Madism cast.
Sparky Madism.
Yeah. Hakim. And
So I know a lot of people was talking about Big Daddy Kane, Eric B. and Rakim. And they were saying some other names. But I think Big Daddy Kane and KRS-One was an awesome match. I think y'all did what y'all was supposed to do. No disrespect to anybody else, because I pretty much grew up to y'all. So I think all of you all are legends. I would want to see a Big Daddy Kane and LL Cool J. I don't know how that would have went, Because LL, you know,
Well,
you got the smooth Kane, but you got the ladies love.
Well, I mean, well, first of all, you know, I just feel like, you know, LL has a much bigger catalog than I have. You know, he has hits upon hits. You know.
But it's not about the catalog. It's about entertaining.
Versus it is. You know, I mean, if it was the type of thing where we just gonna go in there and just get on the mic and just, you know, just rhyme against each other, you know, I'm a whole lot more comfortable then.
Right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? But I mean, when it's song for song, you know, his catalog is way bigger than mine.
Right, because I feel like Fat Joe catalog, a lot of people say Ja Rule. Don't get me wrong, Ja Rule got a nice catalog, but so does Fat Joe, and he didn't play a lot. But Ja Rule is an entertainer, where he was going across the stage, and Fat Joe wasn't gonna do all that, right? He gangster, he cool. So that's why I say that. So Kane, so what's next for you? What's big coming up for Kane?
Well, I'm looking forward to this documentary dropping called Paragraphs I Manifest. It's based on lyricism and hip hop, and it features Common, J. Cole, Jay-Z,
Some big names.
Eminem, Snoop Dogg, MC Lyte, Lady London, KRS-One.
Wow.
Yeah, Rodney Jerkins, Russell Peters.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the show, The Voice, have you ever seen The Voice?
Yes.
Okay. So have you ever thought about doing like an old school, kind of like the Voice for hip hop? Like having some guy, I'm just asking, I don't know. I can see you doing that, like some old school stuff, you know, have some guys.
I think that's an interesting idea.
Yeah,
I mean,
I've never heard nobody say that. I just thought of that, by the way. But I can see you doing that.
You know?
Yeah, I can see you doing that. All right, man, it's been a great interview. Like I said, it was good to sit down with you, man. Like I said, I'm out of my element. I'm usually in the suit. But, you know, I thought you was going to come with the Kango.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't think, the clothes ain't gonna make the money.
There you go, man.
So, I mean, it's all good, man.
So who was your biggest influence? Before I cut off, man, who was your biggest influence?
My biggest influence would probably be Muhammad Ali. No probably about it, definitely, Muhammad Ali. Yeah.
And why you say him?
I just feel like Muhammad Ali, like, his level of determination, his level of motivation, and his belief and faith, I mean, I think are remarkable, and like, just nobody, I don't think there's ever been another, athlete, that has it like him,
He would speak his mind.
Well, I mean, it's like the levels he went to achieve what he wanted to achieve.
Right.
At his age, he should have never beat George Foreman. At his age, he definitely should have never
I agree.
won a rematch with Leon Spinks.
Right.
I mean, his level of determination and motivation is, unmatched. And then also his beliefs, where, at the peak of his career, he'll put it all on the line. He'll lose it all because of what he believes in. So, I mean, that's somebody that I've always respected and looked up to.
That's good, man. And I'm going to tell you, you are my Muhammad Ali. You still out here. You still relevant. It's a lot of people you don't even hear about. It's a lot of people would have loved to be in that verses, but they didn't get that role. So again, man, it's a blessing. Keep doing what you're doing. I know this documentary is going to be great. Thank you for blessing the platform, man.
My pleasure, man.
All right, bro. What's up, everybody? This is the Kane Meeks Show. Today was an awesome day. We had legendary Big Daddy Kane, man. Wow, man, that was crazy. So look, I'm sitting here with the fellas. We're just gonna talk about hip hop, man. So look, guys, what do you all think was the best dance that was created in the music video? You got the Humpty Hump.
You got the Humpty Hump.
Got the Harlem Shake.
That Harlem Shake. Kid Play. Can't play with
Man, it's old though.
People still doing that to this day, man.
You know, talking about dancing, you know, and we was talking about Big Daddy Kane. Who started dance? Who actually started dancing in the videos?
I'm gonna be honest with you, right? So, as far as I know, as far as videos go back,
Right.
the billionaires, that's the billionaires right now in the music business, are the ones who was doing all of the dances in the videos.
Nah, but you got Heavy D.
You got, wait, see, the thing about Heavy D was Heavy D had choreographers, right?
Yeah, you right.
And Puff Daddy was one of the people who used to make up all the dances for Heavy D, because Puff Daddy was Heavy D's role. No, he was his, I ain't gonna say bro, he wasn't his role manager.
Right.
For Heavy D. He danced for Father MC.
Wow.
Okay. But I'm gonna say this, that's kind of a hard question to answer because we're talking about a music video.
Right.
It's dancing. It's been a music video. It starts off with dancing. That's
But some people make the video. Like when you seen Big Daddy Kane come across. I mean, you know
what Big Daddy Kane said?
He didn't even write his dance.
Listen, this is what Big Daddy Kane said. This is a Big Daddy Kane quote.
Right.
Big Daddy Kane said, Dougie Fresh told me that I don't study rappers to learn my moves. I go to the R&B artist because the R&B artist is doing more type of explosive shit on the stage. They doing shit that they
Right.
Big Daddy Kane said, Dougie Fresh told him to go look at, guess who? James Brown.
Oh, yeah.
James Brown, yeah.
Most definitely.
We talking about that.
Big
We talking about that. You
I agree with that. I agree
Big
with that.
Daddy Kane said he studied James Brown. And he put that on the stage. That's when he knew how to, the two-step, the boom, the hits, the make synchronized dancing. That wasn't in hip-hop. And he got that knowledge from
Gotcha. So what you saying, people like Puffy, Jermaine Dupri, those was the ones who was the behind the scene dancers that really don't get credit.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, yeah, Jermaine Dupri and P. Diddy are so far separated from that, right?
Yeah, Puffy always been
Well, one person who left out was MC Hammer, man, because he was.
Oh yeah, MC.
There you go.
Now MC Hammer.
He was a pioneer. I'm talking about he was a beast.
He originated it.
I'm telling you, boy. Yeah.
So look, you know, from looking at where rap came from and where it generated to where it's at now, do you think a lot of the old school rappers would be pleased with what's going on today?
Back to your question, I think that's where, you know, a lot of the pioneers probably had issues with that genre of rap music.
Yeah. Because they felt like they was changing it.
Because you got a lot of hot artists out right now. Lil Baby, Lil Baby, you know what I'm saying? They doing their thing right now. So,
but even their skills, even though I like the Baby and Lil Baby, some people might say I don't listen to them because I don't understand it.
The new rap now is good, but it promotes more violence than it was back in the day. Back in the day, they were creating some positivity. It was a positive message.
Self-destruction.
Exactly.
We rapped about something.
We rapped about something.
Right.
And today is totally different.
And if we had beef, you know what I'm saying, we might even box it out. But it really wasn't no killing nothing like that.
Beef was we meet up and we rap it out.
There it is. Or dance it out. Or dance it out.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
We bring our crew, we stand there, we have an attitude.
Right.
Guess what? We got
What we gonna do?
Dance and we gonna rap.
Yep.
And somebody go home with
And
the
now social
So it's just
media.
more about catchiness.
Right.
They're just catching you.
And now social media is such a big platform to where somebody got an attitude with somebody, you go post it, and you got 1 million of your fans talking about, man, let's do something about it. Let's do something about it. So I would understand
You gotta respond.
Yes, I would understand the old heads, the old OGs having an issue.
So look, we're gonna
I would understand that.
So look, man, great conversation, but we're gonna end it on this note. To me, the best old school song, I really can't even say old school because you play it now and it's hitting. It's LL Cool J, I'm Bad. What about you? I need love. I need love. I need love.
Are we talking about LL Cool J songs or just songs?
Just in general. To me, LL Cool J, I'm bad.
Eric been rocking and paid in full.
Bro, Stephanie Mills, The Power of Love, baby.
This nigga,
See, you asked me. You asked me. I'm telling you. Hey, I'm telling you. Stephanie Mills.
Okay.
Right, I'm gonna tell you. I bump that
talking
thing
about
100.
rap. We
I
talking
bump it
about
100.
Okay, good.
I ain't got no rap old school song.
Well,
My bad, his brother. I mean his brother.
No, you call me whatever.
one of the dopest songs that came out back in the days was Eric Sherman and Paris Smith.
Yeah, EPMD.
Yeah, indeed.
So what you saying?
The crossover.
You know, the crossover was later. The crossover was when they was in the business and they found out things was going not the way that they wanted it to go.
Yeah.
They had to translate that to music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why they had to separate. I'm just talking about before that.
Right.
Even that was hot and it was ill.
Right.
But see, that's why the OGs ain't crubbing with this, because you see that?
Right.
Their whole album was about how the music business is doing something wrong to them.
You know, content is one thing.
Content. Yeah.
I'm gonna give you
One of my favorite songs was AZ, Sugar Hill.
That went hard.
Sugar Hill.
Nice.
That went
I
hard.
still play that today.
I got it made, special ed.
I'm gonna give you one too. I'm gonna
That's
give you
what
one.
Yeah.
Chubb Rock.
If y'all know who MC Breed is, ain't no future.
Oh yeah, MCB, ain't
Ain't
no future in the front.
That was mine. That was
Okay.
There you go.
Well, look,
Yeah, so
y'all.
take Stephanie Mills away.
Well, look, y'all. We can talk about.
You
Listen,
still keep on.
we can talk about this all day, man. Look, this is what you get when you watch the Kane Meeks Show, man. It's been great. It's been a hip hop day. I got my boys with me. They came here.
Shout out to Big Daddy Kane, man.
Shout out to Big Daddy Kane. Look, go follow me right now. I am Ken1 Meeks Instagram, and go to YouTube and subscribe to the best talk show out there, Kane Meeks Show. All right, y'all.